Today, we're going to talk about a shoe that HOKA claims is the ultra-cushioned game changer. Today, we are reviewing the HOKA Bondi 8. Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Letty. I am the host of the Marathon Running Podcast, and now I also have this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And with that, we'll hop into today's shoe review. But before we do, disclaimer. This shoe has been provided to me for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me for this review, and all opinions expressed here are my own. And with that, let's talk about this shoe model and what its purpose is. When it comes to max cushion shoes, HOKA is known for its Bondi, which is the max cushion shoes designed for runners who prioritize comfort and support over everything else. This shoe is supposed to be ideal for long runs, recovery days, easy runs, and even all-day walking because it feels just super plush. I personally have been familiar with the Bondi for probably 2 to 3 years. I purchased my first shoe at an expo at the Oklahoma City Marathon, and that shoe in the beginning felt a little bit heavy for me. At that time, all I was running in was Nike, so I had no idea about changing shoes and all that stuff. But when I gave it a little bit of time and used it for my long, easy recovery runs, that shoe was surprisingly amazing and grew on me so much that I didn't retire it for a year. And when I retired it, it became my shoe for lawn mowing and walking. So that's my own personal experience, but let's give you some tech specs that you really want to know. If you are on the HOKA website, you can scroll to the bottom of this specific product, this shoe, and see the tech specs, which list the weight as being 8.9 ounces and the heel drop as 4 millimeters. HOKA also lists the stability of a shoe as either neutral, moderate, or stable. This one is neutral. As for cushion, HOKA does the same thing. Their shoes are either responsive, balanced, or plush. HOKA, as expected, falls into the category of plush. The HOKA Bondi 8 features the HOKA signature Samiva foam, which is lightweight and incredibly soft underfoot. This midsole material absorbs shock and provides a luxurious ride, making it a great option for runners with high impact needs and for those coming back from injuries. In addition, the Meta Rocket geometry is something that's also featured in this shoe, which promotes the smooth heel to toe transition, encouraging a natural rolling motion, reducing stress on your joint. The upper, it's supportive, it's an engineered mesh that's breathable and comfortable with strategically placed overlays for a secure, locked-in fit. And last but not least, this HOKA is also available in wide, making sure that this includes a variety of foot shapes. So be sure to check that box if that is something that you need. So let's talk about one of my favorite things about this shoe. It comes in such a huge variety of colors. For men, there are 19 colors, and for women, there are 16. As you can see, there is literally something for everybody when it comes to the colors of this shoe. Alright, so let's talk about the price point of this shoe. This shoe comes in at $165, which I feel is very fair given what you get for the shoe. The shoe gives you a ton of support, a ton of cushion, and I feel like it also lasts very long compared to a lot of other shoes. At the same time, the shoe is not a super shoe, so they stuck with the price being under $200. Like I said, I feel like this price point is very fair. Comparing the shoe to other shoes, I feel like is a difficult thing to do given that HOKA is known for its cushiness and plushness. However, if you want to look at some other models, you can look at the Brooks Glycerin 19 or the Saucony Triumph 19. However, in my opinion, if plush is something that you're looking for, this shoe does much better just because it has a higher stack height, and so it gives it a much softer feel. Alright, so my first impression of this shoe is kind of like expected. I was expecting it to be just like the previous models, but I was surprised that it was a little bit lighter. But of course, I'm also going to show you guys what this HOKA looks like in action. So let's go. Alright, so it's showtime. Get up and ready. It is 95 degrees outside, and I'm going to take the Bondis for their first spin and see how they hold up and how they feel also compared to its predecessing model. All right, so far so good. Very soft. Perfect for a recovery run. Even when it's sunny and hot, still feel great because it's like 95 degrees right now. I feel like this is going to be a shoe that's going to just get better with time once you wear it in a little bit more. And yeah, I've had a previous pair before and I really like them. So So like I mentioned, my first impression and my ongoing impression with this shoe is that I know exactly where to fit the shoe in my shoe rotation. I use the shoe a lot because I do a lot of recovery runs, and for those slow and easy runs, that shoe is forgiving and it feels good on my feet. It feels like you're running on clouds basically. Now that I've used the shoe for a few months and probably put over 50 miles on the shoe, I feel like the shoe has worn in, but it's still equally cushy and responsive, and definitely something that's gonna keep going. I mean, like I told you before, my previous HOKA pair, I've had it for almost a year. I'm not suggesting that you guys do that, but I'm just letting you know the wear on the shoe is very minimal because it's so hard out there. And that's something that makes your shoe last longer. But of course, you're entitled to your own opinion on how long you should be using a shoe. All that said, let's hop into the pros and cons of the shoe. This shoe is extremely comfortable, it's extremely plush, and has a pretty stable platform. In addition, the upper feels much more breathable than you'd expect for it being this heavy. And wide sizing is available. So if you have a wide foot, as mentioned, this is a shoe where there's wide and an extra wide available for the models. Now when it comes to the cons of the shoe, as mentioned, this shoe is a lot heavier and bulkier than most running shoes. So if that is something that bothers you, if you want to have more closet space or you're traveling, then maybe this is not the shoe for you. In addition, as mentioned, this is a shoe for easy runs, long runs, recovery runs. If you're trying to find a shoe for a fast pace, this is not the shoe for you. Another con, and this one is not coming from me personally, but I've read it online, is that people say that the price point for this shoe is simply too high at $165. There are a lot of other shoes that are available for long runs and recovery runs around the $100 mark. So if that's something that bothers you, that the price point is too high, then this shoe is also not for you. So in summary, the HOKA Bondi 8 is a shoe that does exactly what it says it would do. It's a great shoe for long recovery runs, even walks, if you're looking for something that's comfortable, stable, and plushy. I personally recommend this shoe, and I am using it for my long runs, and I'm falling in love with this shoe, this new version of this shoe, all over again. Now, if you feel like I've missed any data or anything specific about this shoe, or if you have an opinion about your shoe, I would love to hear it. Please leave your comment below. Thank you again for tuning in, and until next time, have a great week of running.